Welcome to the Downtown Kentucky podcast. I'm Austin/Parfait,
And I'm Chris/Ox.
and we're back at it again with another podcast about everything, anything, and everything. I guess we've never really done like
From Rocky Balboa to Wait,
no,
no, that's
the
later.
first segment. That's the segment in the podcast. But I guess we've never, for our first-time listeners, people who might be just clicking on this YouTube video and then clicking away really quickly, what is this? Well, it's just a general kind of purpose podcast. We talk about anything and everything. Today, our topic story though is it's special to a lot of people. It's relevant. It's Chris. Take it away. Tell me about the Batman.
It's the Batman. In case you've been living under a rock since the 1930s, the Batman.
Does his mom die in this one? Because if not, I don't want to see it. If I don't watch his parents die again, I don't care.
Oh well, don't watch this movie then. Actually,
what? That's iconic Batman stuff. How could they not do the one scene we've seen 50,000 times?
This time, the movie doesn't insult the audience's intelligence and assumes that the people watching the movie are fans of the content that they're putting out and have either seen the 9 other Batman movies where they do like the intro scene where the audience is hey,
sorry,
Austin tuning into the podcast.
Yeah, I was just for chat purposes,
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, I had to do that earlier, but I did make sure my volume was down.
My volume was off,
made that mistake
and I was
before.
trying to keep it off, but I actually turned it up. Turn it off. It was awkward.
But no, yeah, they decide to forego.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it now. By the way, I guess if you're wondering,
the death of Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah, that's fair. But if you're wondering the dynamic here, I have not seen this movie at all. So, but Chris did get a chance to see it this weekend. So that's why he is going to be telling us how he thinks. So we find out, spoiler. I guess I said spoiler free, but now we know spoilers. They don't have his parents die again scene. Ugh, spoilers. I was looking forward to that, and now I know I have to watch the movie.
No. So I am going to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible.
Okay.
But minor spoiler warning.
Oh.
If we're going to talk about Bruce Wayne's parents' death not being in the movie.
Okay.
They do kind of like allude to it.
Oh.
There's like a very much mirroring thing happening in the intro scene of the movie. See like this person spying on a rich person in their house, and there's a kid playing, and you're like, oh wait, is this Bruce Wayne? Is this his parents? Are we about to see the famous murder scene? No.
Well, it wasn't
no, you're
an
not.
alleyway, Chris. You should have known it wasn't.
No. Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, maybe it's a new take just from this director, although it'd be kind of a weird. But no. Somebody is murdered, and this child does find out that their parent was murdered, and then Batman shows up on the scene. Oh. And he sees this happening, and he has this kind of PTSD moment where he sees himself in the kid, and I thought it was pretty cool.
So
aside from
Batman
that,
has depression now. That's cool. I'm relatable. I respect that.
yeah, no, he does. They definitely try to humanize Batman, and I think they do a pretty decent job. For those who don't know anything about this movie, it is 3 hours long. And it is probably the furthest jump from a traditional Batman movie that we've seen so far. It's not superhero-y.
I feel like Batman, at times has been.
I mean, yeah, I would say Christopher Nolan's Batman was probably the most realistic we've seen so far. And this one kind of blows it out of the water in that respect as well. It definitely takes a more it almost feels like a true crime movie, in a lot of ways. And you're literally just following Batman as a detective, which DC Detective Comics. I mean, it makes sense.
But does he have a Bat credit card?
Does he have a bad credit card? No.
Uh,
At least not that we know
what?
of.
No back credit card, no parents dying scene. I don't think I'm sold on this movie.
Like, is there a lot of, fancier tech involved?
Mm.
Kind of, yeah, but it's not like crazy high-tech stuff like we've
Mm.
seen in a lot of other Batman movies. This Batman movie feels a little bit more down to earth, which, if that's not what you're looking for in a Batman movie, this might not be the movie for you. But as someone who sat through the entire 3 hours, I didn't feel like at any point in time I was like dreading sitting through the next few moments, aside from at the very end when I really had to pee, and I was like, are we done yet? I really gotta go. Am I gonna miss anything vital? Which, as it turns out, I did not. Thank goodness. But yeah, I liked the pacing for the most part. There was a few scenes that dragged on a little bit long. So if you're an impatient person, you don't like a slow burn movie, you probably won't enjoy this movie a ton. If you're a Batman fan at all, you'll probably still like the movie at least a little bit, because it is a really well done movie, really well shot. I mean, the storyline I feel like was pretty cool. It's definitely very, kind of political undertones going on, because there's a mayoral election happening in the movie, and so there's a
Bat
lot
lives
of.
matter.
I mean, Batman's life does matter, yes.
Yes, it does.
Murder and corruption going on.
Murder and corruption in Gotham? Never heard of it.
Who would have thought, right?
Impossible.
Yeah, so this movie definitely takes a look at the underbelly of Gotham, which I think for a Batman movie is really the route that you should go,
I want
because
nothing.
that's the most
Joel
interesting
Schumacher.
part of
Give me more Joel
Batman.
Schumacher style. I want it to be a cartoon.
I need cartoonish Penguin.
I want
Mr. Freeze.
Whoa.
That wasn't Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, the Penguin was done by, I'm blanking on his name now. Who did the first two? It wasn't Schumacher. It was the other guy, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. Yeah.
And Tim Burton's ones were decent. They were good. I mean, is it the best? The best movies ever? No, but those are good. The Joel Schumacher ones. No,
Fair.
not so good. But it sounds like this movie is good.
No, it is. I enjoyed it a lot. And if you don't think that it's a good movie and you have seen it, you're entitled to your opinion, and you probably are wrong.
Okay, I mean, or just, maybe it's not the kind of movie for them, and that's fair.
No, but I do think you should see it if you can.
But see, the thing is, Chris, the problem is, if you do go see this...
It is a 3-hour time investment.
It is 3 hours, and if you go to AMC or Regal, it's going to cost you $1 more than any other, movie. Because they are both companies have been caught, price gouging, and that's just the way it is right now. They're like, oh, people want to see this movie? All right, cool. It costs $1 more to see it. So... That's a cool
Support
thing.
your local movie theaters, I guess, when you go see this movie, and don't see it
also,
at AMC or Regal.
Good luck having a local movie theater, because most of them don't exist.
Move to Texas and see them at Santikos Embassy.
Yeah, but also half the theaters in town are still Regals. So I mean,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's kind of that's our second story today. Is that it's being price gouged, and I believe the AMC guy, the Regal people, Regal just kind of just did it, and they're like, hey, they haven't made any comment on it. It's oh look, it's $1 more, and everyone's like, all right, whatever, it's $1 more. AMC, the guy, the runner of AMC, said some things that kind of are worrisome for what his vision for the future is for movies. His idea is for eventually the certain seats at certain bigger movies to cost more. Oh, you want that middle seat in 4 rows back, the best seat in the house, whatever is that, the prime seats. Oh, those are going to cost maybe $5 more. And if you want,
Wow.
bad seats, it's like in all the other everyone else does it. All these other all the other events, sports, concerts. That's how those work. Why can't we do that? So that's a fun dystopian, not really dystopian. That's a little extreme, but that's a fun potential future we are living in with movies. Is oh cool, they're going to be
Yeah.
way more expensive for getting not front row where you can have to look up at the screen the whole time seats.
Have a crink in your neck the next day.
So that's a cool new feature. AMC is, might roll out. I don't know. From what I understand, there's a lot. No one liked that statement, so it might get pushed back for a while.
Right up until people forget that they're upset about it, and
or
then we're gonna roll it out.
Or they'll just do it slowly, and they'll just do what they're doing right now, where it's like, oh, this movie costs $1 more, and then, oh well, ooh, you want to see the new Avengers? That one's $2 more. Or whatever. And it's a cycle, and eventually, next thing you know, every movie costs $20 base. And then extra if it's a better, like, who knows? It'll probably be slow enough that we don't realize it, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
And then people just won't go to see movies anymore. It'll be really sad.
Yeah.
Well no one's gonna go to AMC.
Yeah. But if AMC does it and does it well...
Were they anyways?
But also, Regal's already... Well, to be fair, we don't really have AMCs in San Antonio. But a lot of other places, that is, like, their main chain. Like, it's... Like, I think specifically, like, LA County, that's...
Huh.
If you want to go see a movie, they have other theaters because it's LA County and it's huge. But the majority of their theaters is AMC, I believe. From, like, it's all... And that's the thing is, all these movie theaters... have monopolies on their areas practically. Like there's all like there'll always be like maybe a Santikos to your Regal, but that's it. You don't have the old school mom and pop. Oh, we have this one theater and that's it. Most of those died out because they couldn't compete. So it's a fun world we live in. It's bad. It sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? Chris, discovering something that you didn't know existed and it becoming like your new favorite thing.
Oh.
So this is a
what
different.
Did you discover?
It's a different, different story we're telling here. We'll get a little bit of backstory first. It's been brought up on multiple podcasts because it's part of who I am. Is I like pro wrestling, as I'm wearing a pro wrestling shirt right now. There was an AEW pay-per-view this weekend. Was it this weekend? Yeah, it was this weekend. This past Sunday. I think. Yeah, it was. I had to remember like the weeks and everything. Time is cyclical and hurts, and it. But yeah, there was an AEW pay-per-view, and there's a wrestler, CM Punk. He's relatively well-known wrestler. He came out to this song and had an entrance based off of like his much earlier on in his career recently, and he came out to the song by AFI. Which is a punk band. He came out to the song.
Miss Murder.
Yeah, he came out to the song. I want to make sure I pronounce it right. It's a weird name. Miseria
Cantare.
Cantar. I think it's just Cantar.
It might
the
be.
beginning. And it's it might be my new favorite song. And I didn't know it's from 2003 from a band that I've roughly heard about but never got into. It just I guess really what my point is, that's for me, I've been obsessing over this song for the past, like 5 days, and I love this song now. It's like one of my new favorite songs, and I didn't even know it existed. Has that ever happened to you, where you discovered something that you came into it way late?
I mean, yeah. Just my personality. Anytime I discover something, I tend to get very obsessed about it. It's not necessarily media, but lately, actually, very, very recently, I have kind of fell into the rabbit hole of mechanical keyboards. It had started kind of just like a few little short 30-second videos would pop up into my YouTube recommended feed. Just be like, the thockiest keyboard ever made. And I was like, oh, I want to know what the thockiest keyboard ever made was. And it's just like really pleasant sounds. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I want a keyboard that sounds like that. And then lately, it's just been all that's popped up into my recommended feed, and I just keep clicking on the videos. And so I've now got a mechanical keyboard coming in. I've already got new keycaps ready to put on the board and new switches. I'm very excited to make my own custom keyboard. Uh, it's going to be great. Uh, but I did get to rediscover my love for an old thing that I
Ooh.
have loved for a long time. I went to a concert yesterday
Oh, yes.
with my sisters, um, to a band called Reliant K,
I
and
know them. They're one of my favorite bands as
it's
well.
my third time seeing them in concert. And sometimes you have phases where you listen to certain music a lot, and just because of that, you stop listening to other bands. Not really because you don't like them anymore, but just because, that other band or that other music is just really what you're feeling at that moment. And that was definitely the case with Reliant K. They are probably my all-time favorite band, if not like my second.
It's fair.
And going to that concert definitely kind of just reaffirmed that. It was such a good time. I almost lost my voice.
Did they play any songs from Forget Not Slow Down?
Yeah, forget
Okay.
Not Slow Down.
Okay.
They played a lot of songs. We actually so they played their set and went off stage, and we managed to cheer them back on for an encore.
Hmm.
And they played two more songs
Ooh.
instead of just one more. And it was really cool. The only thing that was not fantastic was I did get to get hit on by a very drunk woman.
Oh.
Uh, that was time. Uh, she grabbed my face, and I did not know how to respond. Uh, if well, Austin knows me. I
Yeah.
don't know how to interact with strangers, much less like strangers touching
Or
me.
humans in general.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
I mean, I'm with you, but
And so it's not like she wasn't attractive, but also like she was drunk, which is gross. Um, just that whole interaction happening.
it's a little weird.
Um, and also a complete stranger. Um, but yeah, aside from that, really great time. Jammed out really hard to all the songs. That might have been what attracted the drunk woman, because I was like screaming and headbanging.
Maybe.
That was
She's like,
that was a real
fellow
good time.
Reliant K fan, I found
So,
my person. And you
yeah,
just freaked
There's
out. You just, she was supposed to be your future wife, and you rejected
Mhm.
her. And
Yeah, sorry about that. If you're
someday
watching
I'm gonna
this,
meet my
you're
future
not.
wife at
But
an
if you're watching
AFI
this,
concert. Unless members of the band are dead, I don't know. I've just recently got into them. They could all be like hate each other now, and it'll never happen. I don't know anything about
probably.
AFI other than I love that one song and a couple other songs I listened to because of it. I was like, oh, this whole band's good. I see why people love them because I'd heard of AFI, but I had
Yeah, I've heard a
never.
few of their songs, and
Yeah.
they're
I never
good.
listened to AFI, but yeah, that's my new favorite song. Maybe ever right now, at least for right now. For right now, that's my new
Mm.
favorite song. AFI is nowhere close to my favorite band yet. I mean, but that song I really like, which I forget the name of the song again because it's a weird name.
Miseria Cantar
Yeah, the beginning, the
or
beginning.
Miseria.
Yeah, Miseria, I believe. It's a great song. It's cool. If you listen to this and you haven't heard of either Reliant K or that song from AFI, hey, go give it a check it out, and
Pretty
maybe
good
you'll enjoy
music.
it. Maybe you won't.
Maybe. Who knows? You'll never know until you
You'll
try.
never know until you try. Um, Now I have another story that's once again this is a little bit of a different of a podcast today because there wasn't a
Hmm.
lot of news stories, but there
A
were
little bit more of a personal insight
but there
to
was a
Austin's
lot of
life.
stuff that happened in both of our lives this week. Uh,
True.
this one's actually been going on for probably about a month or two now. So at our house, we have this like outside our front door. We have this little pipe that like is above. I think it's a exhaust from the dryer. I
See?
believe.
No?
I believe it's like a dryer exhaust. I could be wrong. I don't know exactly what the pipe is. the point is, there's a pipe there that sticks out like it's near our front door.
Your house is a chronic smoker.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have this little pipe. You never see anything coming out of the pipe. It's like I don't know what it's there for. That's really not the point of this pipe. The pipe is not the important part. The thing is,
the pipe is the focus.
It's about like 4 inches or so of this pipe that sticks out, and there's a bird. It might be more than one bird. We don't know but there's been at least one bird that it keeps coming back to this stupid pipe. And it terrifies you when you walk out the door and you're not expecting to see a bird, and there's just a bird right in your face. It's annoying, and we didn't like it. And we've tried to, it's a drain. It's an AC drain. I'm being told by my mother in the chat it is an AC drain. But yeah, there's this bird on the AC drain. And it always scares us because you forget about it because we've been able to scare him away and he'll be gone for weeks and months even. And then he'll come back, and you won't expect him. You'll just be like taking out the trash in the middle of the night. You'll look over, and there's a bird right there, and it's like, oh gosh, why is there a bird there? And we've tried to scare him away with like getting like the broom and like trying to bat under him so he moves, and he just kept coming back until recently. Well, actually, he came back again, which we'll get to. But then I did the same thing again, and he hasn't been back since. I took off my flip flop and I just threw it at him. Which, PETA might be mad at that. I didn't actually hit him, though, so don't be too worried. I just scared him. I hit the pipe, right under him. I did not hit him. Or her. I don't know. I've not gendered the bird.
The bird.
But...
You didn't.
But yeah, and the bird flew away. But then it came back. So I threw the shoe at it again. And then it left. And it hasn't been back since. And I'm hoping that maybe now 2 times of me throwing my flip-flop at it, the stupid bird will stay off that pipe. We'll see. We'll give you an update. If the bird comes back, I'll let you guys know.
Bird's voice.
That's my personal bird story. I don't like this bird. He won't leave us alone.
Third time's the charm.
He's really, honestly, kind of, it's creepy at night when you just look over and there's a bird right there when you're not expecting it. And I want him gone. And he won't leave us alone. But you know who also won't leave us alone? There's no actual, that's a horrible segue. It means nothing. Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa won't leave me alone as well. He keeps getting cast.
Keeps showing Aquaman movies.
He keeps being Aquaman. He keeps being awkward as Aquaman, and it's a terrible character. But that's not the point of the day. This isn't Aquaman we're talking about. We're talking about Jason Momoa, though. He's going to be the villain in Fast 10.
Whoa.
So, they couldn't get The Rock back, so they're getting Jason Momoa.
Was he the villain in the Fast and Furious movie?
I believe he was at one point, at least. I think he's done both. I think he's, was a villain who became a hero, like they do with, half the cast at different points. So I think Jason Statham's character was also a villain that became a hero, I believe.
And then, what's her name? I was going to say she's in the Resident Evil movies, too. But that doesn't help anybody. Michelle Rodriguez? Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't she...
I've never seen any of the movies.
Also become a villain at, one point in time, despite the fact that she was, always a good guy?
Probably.
In the movies?
You're probably...
yeah, I also haven't seen any of the movies. We really need to watch these movies at some point.
We will. Maybe.
That's probably going to be how we start off 2023, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the plan.
In our movie club commentary.
Well, actually, I think the plan is to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies from the 90s first, and then watch those. But yes, the plan is to watch them after the Year of D comes. At some point in 2023, we will watch all of the Fast and Furious movies. We will finally be well-versed
when there's 2 more Fast and Furious movies to catch up on.
But yeah, Jason Momoa is going to be in one. He's going to be in Fast 10. That's really the only bit of the story is he's confirmed that he's going to be in Fast 10 in an interview. I don't care. I don't care about the franchise because I haven't watched any of it. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's not. I don't know. And I don't really like Jason Momoa, so I don't care. But I feel like it's a new story we would normally cover when a big actor gets cast in a big franchise, and I hear about it. So there it is.
Jason Chris Pratt going to be Mario is a villain in Fast 10?
Oh, I hope so.
Or Fast 12.
I just want them to go all in on the Fast franchise because there's the rumors that have been going around for a while that they have plans for a Fast and the Furious and Jurassic World crossover, which actually would get you Chris Pratt into Fast and the Furious.
Is he gonna ride a raptor?
I don't know. And here's the thing: who knows if that'll ever actually happen? But I've heard that is a rumored thing that they're both owned by Universal.
Universal.
Yeah, and that is a tentative thing they have been considering It's in the possibility, so maybe we'll see that.
Mm.
I don't want it. I don't care. I mean, that seems so
Sure.
absurd. I might have to watch it. Just like
Yeah.
what? Dinosaurs
Yeah.
and Vin Diesel and the dinosaurs. All right. But yeah. And news that's I don't know if it's good or bad yet is Epic Games. Owner of the Epic Game Store. I know, crazy.
Oh.
As well as specifically the biggest game that they definitely have is Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah, good old Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
They have bought the website slash like it's not website's not the word I'm looking for, but like a media distributor, Bandcamp, which is from what I understand, I've heard of Bandcamp, but I never like I'm not a music person, so I haven't like I don't know a lot about Bandcamp, but from what I understand, Bandcamp is like the best platform to release your music on for like getting a cut as the artist. Like it's like very artist focused. Like specifically, I think they have like a special thing. I think I don't know if it's like once a month or whatever. They have these like they have Bandcamp Fridays or something like that where all proceeds those days go to the artist. Like there's no cut for the website. Like so like they do a lot of cool stuff. Like they were a really good distributor. If you wanted to support an artist, it was a good way to go there because you knew that the artist was going to get all of it. And now they're being bought by a huge corporation, and that can be worrisome because a lot of times that huge corporations buy things, they either ruin them or just kill them, just like say, we don't need this anymore, and just shut it down. So it's worrisome, but I will say, to play devil's advocate, Epic Games, when it comes to the Epic Game Store, when it comes to games distribution, is one of the better like splits for creator and store
Developers.
So like there is a chance that this doesn't ruin Bandcamp.
A chance,
but it also could. Who knows? We it's too early to tell. We just know that it has happened. That which I'm sure there's big people who are into music that are gonna be really disappointed at. And I can understand why, because it could be bad. We'll have to wait and see. Now for our only silly story, like weird and silly news story we have for the week.
Silly stories with Austin and Chris.
Okay. But yeah, we talked about this our kind of really what I would argue used to be our normal. Like this podcast was mostly this. It was like half this, half entertainment news, and it's the past 2 weeks we've haven't done any news stories because we're living in a time that sucks and the only news stories aren't fun. And this one's actually from last we ended up not talking about it last week because we decided to pivot. Let's talk about this story where a father accidentally shut down his town's internet in an effort to limit his kid's screen time.
Well, I would like to say before, we go into this story any further, he succeeded.
Oh, yeah, he did.
There's that.
He did limit his...
Good on him.
Yeah, he did.
He limited everyone's screen time.
I'll credit to the Gizmodo article here. I really like this little first line here is actually really funny. How do you get your kid to put down the tablet? Easy. Nuke your whole town's internet connection. And it's not wrong. So the gist of the story is that he wanted to, stop his kid. He wanted to stop his kid from using the internet too much. He thought he was using it too much, and he couldn't get his kid to listen. Fair. So he bought a what's it called? Like an EMP. But he didn't understand how they work. He thought that he would just like shut off like everything in his house. Yeah, he bought like an EMP, and he ended up shutting down the internet in his whole town.
Oh my gosh, he bought it. How do you buy an EMP?
Let me see if I can find the information on how he got it.
I went to a military surplus store and
I think I'm reading it was an EMP, but maybe it's just a wave. Sorry, it isn't not an EMP. It's a multi-wave band jammer, and he wanted to temporarily cut the internet connection for his. Every night he wanted to turn off the internet for his kids so they wouldn't use it. But it ended up cutting off the internet for all of... Which is the... Wait. town of messengers.
Yeah, it's a French town.
Okay, yeah, it's a French town, and yeah, he which
Town.
those are illegal in France, but
And
despite
also
their
in the US.
legality, people still get arrested for using them pretty much all the time. So apparently they're not that hard to get, even though they are illegal in France and America. So don't go doing this yourself; it will get you in trouble. I don't know why you would, uh, but yeah, he was trying to get his kids off the internet, and he now faces up to 6 months of jail time and a fine of 30,000 euros.
Oopsies.
Because he did, take down all of the internet in like a whole. I think it was multiple towns actually. Like if I remember when I heard the story, like, it ended up being like a very large radius.
That makes sense.
But yeah, he just wanted to take it down for his one house, and he accidentally took down the internet of the whole town.
And you know what? I've always said that we're always on our devices just a little bit too much. And so, I think he did the right thing.
I don't. I'm going to take a hard stance
fair.
that he didn't. Susan,
Oh, no, yeah. That's
Susan, I don't
valid.
support anything illegal.
That is fair.
Unless throwing shoes at birds is illegal, then take me in. Which it might be. Maybe I'm admitting to a crime on this. I don't think I am. Unless the bird was endangered, which I don't think it is.
If it's in Texas, it's almost certainly not.
Yeah.
So you should be fine on
well, Chris, it's about that time. We're about halfway into the podcast, which means it's time.
It is 10.
It's time for something very special we do every week. It's time for...
We ending the podcast?
30-minute podcast? I mean, I know you want us to do that, but, no, we try not to do that. We try to do, try to hit an hour, roughly. But yeah, no. It's time for a lot of people, and by a lot of people I mean literally one viewer who hasn't been around in a little while, but still, one viewer has an opinion, and they're one of the only viewers that's ever voiced an opinion. It's their favorite segment of the week, because it's time for Tournament of Champions!
Oh, yeah. Of champions.
Well, Tournament of Champions, if you're a first-time listener, first off, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Don't know why you're still here. I mean, this was a very personal podcast. If you don't have any investment in us, I don't know why you would have stuck through those, or, the Reliant K concert story. I mean...
Fair. Hey, maybe they just wanted to listen to somebody tell a story.
That's fair. Story time. That is our new thing. We tell stories every week until we don't, because we don't have new stories to tell.
Can we get royalty-free ukulele music to play in the background while we do it?
You can deal with the figuring out the licensing on how to get music at the right, like actually have the permission to use it. I don't want to deal with it. But Tournament of Champions, if you're a first-time listener, Tournament of Champions is a tournament style discussion where we pit characters from anything you can think of in entertainment, basically video games, movies, television. That's about it.
Other
actually,
things.
that's about it, really. I guess some of these characters are books or comics, yeah, but most books or comics have also been made into movies or TV or something. But the point is, characters from anything you can think of, as long as they have the ability to fight anything from Rocky Balboa to Thanos, is eligible to be in this tournament. None of them are here today. Neither of those two, that is. I mean, there are 8 competitors today.
There's no one here today, actually.
Every week we have 8 competitors, and it's randomly seeded into a tournament. So let's find out who's in our tournament for today.
Who's dying?
We have the Doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh, jeez.
Taking on Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, yeah.
Then we have...
I like Snake Eyes.
This is on our West Coast bracket. Our second West Coast bracket matchup is Toph from the Avatar... From Avatar: The Last Airbender.
There you go.
And taking
Not James Cameron's The Avatar.
No.
For those of you who were confused,
sorry. No Jake Sully today. But Toph is taking on Laura Croft from
Tomb Raider. I almost said from Laura Croft. That's
from Tomb Raider, yes. And that is our end of our West Coast bracket. Let's head over to our East Coast bracket. Give a little peek behind what we're going to be discussing today, we have Jenny XJ9 from My Life as a Teenage Robot, who is taking on Lion-O from the Thundercats.
Thundercats, ho!
Reliant K has a really good song about Lion-O, as we talked about Reliant K earlier.
They didn't perform it in concert this time, but they did the last time I saw them.
Did they? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Nice little surprise. Anyways.
Then also on our East Coast bracket, we have one of the few times a fight that probably has happened and definitely can happen in their world. That's right. We have Nightwing, from DC / Teen Titans / Batman / just like he's Nightwing. Dick Grayson, formerly Robin, and he is taking on Static, who is commonly known as Static Shock to people from our generation due to the television show named Static Shock, but officially he is, I believe the character's name is just Static, not Static Shock. But it is the same character, Virgil, I forgot his last name, from Electric Boy from the Mirror Comics, which is like a subsidiary of DC, I think. Something with an M, might be Mirage.
Sure, I couldn't tell you.
But we'll discuss. We won't discuss where he's from. We're going to discuss... Let's go to our first fight. My brain is flustered, and I don't know why. Let's discuss our first battle today. We have the Doctor taking on Snake Eyes.
Milestone Media, by the way.
Milestone. See, I knew it was something with them. I think Mirror and Mirage are also comic houses.
That's about right.
They're just not the right one. But yeah. We have the Doctor, who has the power of regeneration, which I kind of feel like we have to ignore that power. Because technically that means the Doctor could never die, but also you look at each individual Doctor could die and has to get reset and wouldn't be there the fight would have So I feel like regeneration really won't actually come into play, because you could argue that meant that the Doctor can't lose. But also, he still can lose and just will get regenerated.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Doctor has killed all the other Time Lords, so... Yeah. Spoilers if you haven't watched Doctor Who, I guess. But you can kill a Time Lord.
Okay.
Is it incredibly hard, and has it only ever been done by another Time Lord? Yes. But it's possible.
He also has superhuman intelligence.
Yeah, he's, really smart.
He is omnilingualism.
He speaks a lot of languages.
He is able to speak and understand virtually every language in existence.
Yeah.
He is a skilled combatant.
In shooting, martial arts, and sword fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, makes sense. If you time travel, you probably pick those things up.
Venusian Aikido. Aikido. He also has superhuman strength.
Oh.
I don't remember that from what I've seen, but okay.
I didn't. He chopped a brick in half, ripped a stone arm off a statue.
And he also broke down
a random occurrence. Oh.
Alright. He also has superhuman senses. Superhuman durability.
Yeah, that's true.
Enhanced lung capacity.
It's really going to come in handy versus Snake Eyes.
No, it was durability, sorry. He also has superhuman endurance, speed, healing, psychometric telepathy, temporal resistance, longevity. I mean, I guess that's...
Yeah, he's just alive for a long time.
Sure.
And the TARDIS
I feel like that doesn't really matter in a fight to the death.
Yeah, no, not the TARDIS. I mean, sure, the sonic screwdriver would, but...
Yeah. And he is taking on Snake Eyes, who
is a ninja.
Who knows martial arts, in hand-to-hand combat. Specifically, I believe ninjutsu is one of the martial arts they know. They have had ninja training and spy training. They're an expert at covert missions and hand-to-hand fighting. And they always carry a katana, a pair of Uzis, a pistol, and a few shurikens. So we have a human who's skilled with some weapons, and a literal godlike entity. There's a lot of these godlike entities that keep popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And it's going to be really fun in the finals, because there's a lot of them. But some of these earlier rounds are not going to be as fun, because, no, there's no way the Doctor doesn't move on.
Yeah. There's no way Snake Eyes beats the Doctor.
Yeah. No.
Who has not been beat yet. There's been some times he's gotten close.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So there's definitely characters that I think can beat the Doctor. They're just not
absolutely.
in this fight.
It's definitely not Snake Eyes.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be someone else in today's bracket. But maybe. It won't be. I mouthed it won't be for our audio listeners.
Oh.
It won't be. I don't think there's a chance of the Doctor losing here. But we'll see.
I was squinting real hard at the bracket trying to decide, and then
Laura Croft, Chris. Everyone knows Laura Croft has the power to beat the Doctor.
Oh, that means she has to beat Toph first. Speaking of which, Toph versus
powers.
Laura Croft.
Toph has
earthbending,
which also does include metal bending and sand bending.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like metal
unfortunate
bending.
for Laura Croft because
she
uses a gun.
Yeah, I get why metal bending is brought up as like a special one because maybe someone wouldn't think about that being earth, but I feel like sand is obviously part of earth bending, and it's weird that they mention it as its own type of bending.
Well, it was something that, at least in the show, I think people had a difficult time bending sand because it's not like all one piece.
Gotcha.
It's very different from like standard earth bending.
I see.
Because it's a whole bunch of individual pieces.
But Aang probably also does. But Toph does know how to sand bend, so if this battle is in sand, she's ready.
She's an incredibly talented earthbender.
Laura Croft is fluent in several languages.
Oh my gosh!
She is in peak physical and mental condition, and possesses amazing acrobatic and parkour skills. Which allow her to survive and escape from otherwise impossible situations, like fighting Toph. It's an impossible situation. She can survive. It says it right there. She is a master marksman and many types of weapons. She is also skilled with melee weapons such as swords and spears.
Unfortunate that none of that matters.
Yeah, because all those things are made of metal.
Yeah.
So even if we're in some sort of room where there's no earth for her to bend, if Laura Croft has any of her weapons, she doesn't.
Yeah. Or they're used against her.
Yeah. She shoots a bullet.
More likely the second.
Yeah, she shoots a gun, and Toph takes the bullet and drops most of them and just puts one of them into her skull.
Yeah, she Neos it.
Yeah, she definitely goes full Neo, who is sadly not here because he had his fight not in the Matrix.
Yeah, unfortunately. This took place in Zion.
Yeah. But yeah, Toph moves on. Now we have probably our closest to... I haven't looked up their powers, and we might find out that one of them has some power that completely breaks it. But let's go ahead to our first East Coast bracket. I believe a fight that should be more even than some of the other ones we had today. We have Jenny, who is also, her full name is Jenny Wakeman. Or XJ9. Who is from the famous, I don't know if it's famous really.
My Life as a Teenage Robot?
Yeah, I'll call it famous, but I don't know if most people remember it. But she has superhuman strength due to being a robot. Superhuman running speed. Oh, she can lift beyond 300 gigatons she has a lifting strength beyond 300 gigatons of force.
Well, yes, according to the opening, Austin, she has the strength of 1,070 men.
That's a lot of men.
That's a whole lot of men.
She can run faster than
1,069 more men than one.
She can run faster than even the finest human athletes.
Which is much less impressive than the strength of 1,070 men.
It really is she's faster than athletes, all right, but she's stronger than anything. It's like if Superman could just run
kind of fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's as fast as
Joe from down the street.
Oh man, that's fast.
Oh, Joe's real fast. She has superhuman reflexes. So she's really good. She has a really fast reaction speed, but just don't ask her to run. She has
Yeah.
superhuman agility, because she's not a human, so I feel like agility. I mean, like I don't know. She's a robot, so yeah, she's got an Olympic level, better than beyond and even an Olympic level athlete, as in her balance and coordination.
Ooh.
Superhuman durability. Her outer shell is made of an extremely durable titanium alloy built to withstand heavy impacts and damage, though this ability can be inconsistent, as she has been blown up by dynamite and torn up before. However, her internal mechanisms are generally less durable and are much easier to damage. As a robot, she can exert herself for hours, sometimes days, before she runs out of energy. Makes sense?
She does have to charge.
Yes, but sometimes it can be days, apparently.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
I doubt this fight's going to go days. So
No.
She has superhuman hearing. Here she has a ton of different visions, including telescopic, electromagnetic, digital, ultraviolet, infrared, X-ray, rainbow.
That's not even the craziest.
Okay. Heat vision.
And sausage vision.
Wait, makes everything look hot? Okay. Wait. What?
Yeah.
Okay, and sausage vision. She has flight. Oh gosh, we haven't even got to her weapons. Shiva swords, buzzsaw arms, heat gun, fire and ice blasters. Fists of fury, drill hair and feet, mighty mallets, electro claw, thunder fist, stun grenade gun. No explosive to be seen. Okay. A Tesla cannon even. Hair razor rang, which is a razor boomerang made from her hair.
Yeah, it's like one of her pigtails comes off and she chucks it.
Energy beam, stretchy arm and extendo fingers, shape shifting, repairs. Okay. Multilingualism. She has integrated CD. She has integrated CDs containing data for every single language in the world. Oh. And she has corrosive reflex. She can defend herself by using the acid reflex lamination.
Yeah.
Made by. I'm not reading that. Forget it. She's got a lot of crap. Her international voice actor. No, I'm just kidding. Lion-O is physically very strong. Almost as strong as Panthro. He is capable of lifting and moving heavy objects like rocks and machinery. Like all the other Thundercats, Lion-O also possesses great agility even, which he uses to his advantage in battles.
But he's also very brave and virtuous, Austin.
He is ready to face any danger when defending his friends and allies. Lion-O is also quite intelligent, often using his wits to trick his enemies into submission and stopping their evil schemes. He often prefers to avoid violence when trying to solve any problems or diffuse any threats.
So where's his weapon? Because that's definitely what makes Lion-O the more impressive than he is.
Where is it? Sword of Omens?
There we go.
No, it's the right one.
Pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lord of the Thundercats, yeah. Wielded by Lord of the Thundercats, Lion-O.
There's a lot of just paragraphs of information about this sword.
Oh my gosh. Oh, toys. Wow.
He's got a really powerful sword.
Got a really powerful sword. A really, really powerful sword.
And honestly, after all the other things I was reading here, about her, you think she's got this in the bag. But the thing that I think might have her lose is her inconsistent durability due to whatever the show wants. Sometimes she can be broken pretty easily, and I would think a super duper super sword like he has might be able to break her, and then if he can get into the inside of her at all, she's super easy to break. The question is,
she's got the strength of 1,070 men.
But she's also able to be broken by like things that shouldn't be able to. And she's also a cartoon character who's like a teenager, so they change her powers every other episode. How much it actually comes into play.
Mm.
I mean, I think it's probably her. My mom's gonna be very angry, but I think Lion-O loses. He's not. Here's the thing: if this was Panthro, who's stronger than Lion-O, maybe, but it's not Panthro. So, also for the sake of time, we're just gonna put Jenny through.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry we talked too long.
XJ equals 9.
I don't know why I didn't
Is
just.
going
I could have
through.
just done Jenny. Then we have Nightwing versus Static. Another, relatively
Pretty
even
even fight.
Yeah. Nightwing has peak human conditioning, which, due to his training, he has enhanced speed, reflexes, stamina, and strength. He is still not like metahuman at all, so he's just peak human conditioning. He's a genius who's multilingual. He's a master technician. He's a master detective, master hacker, great at disguise, expert escapologist, expert pilot. He has an indomitable will. He is a master combatant. He's a master martial artist, including masters of weapon specialism, and he's also an acrobat. Because which actually that's based off of, like, he's like legitimately like an acrobat, because Dick Grayson was part of the Flying Graysons.
He was from the circus.
And then he also has he's a master of stealth. It does not mention his weapons here, because this is his skills and abilities tab for Nightwing on accident.
But
he also
does use a
gadgets. He also
staff primarily.
Yeah, he has a staff, which it doesn't even show.
Bow staff.
There's nothing under gadgets.
Perfect.
Cool. Equipment. He has a utility belt.
A Screama, which is when the bow staff splits in two.
Okay.
It's like
wingdings,
the smaller fighting sticks.
He's really good at fonts. He likes the wingdings font. Then we have Static, he's a bang baby, which is just means he's a type of metahuman, really. It comes from a specific where he came from. He's super conductive electromagnetism. He has electromagnetic fields. Mechanokinesis. He is capable of fixing or operating electronic devices through the electromagnetic manipulation, electromagnetic levitation, wavelength tuning, mental resistance, electrokinesis, electrical displays, electromagnetic force bolts, ball lightning. What? Oh, it's a weather phenomenon that this power is named after. Static cling. He can, adhere to most objects or people. He can also make other people stick to surfaces. Electrical transformation. He's able to transform his entire body into pure electrical energy.
That's kind of crazy.
He has a healing factor. He can recover from injuries faster than normal humans, having healed from multitude of full body stings from the swarm in less than a day, where they were very well known would have killed a regular person. Even so, he has been hurt severely enough to where either a nurse had to see him or Frida had to care for him. I don't know who Frida is. We don't have time to care. He has a high intelligence, tactical analysis, and he's also multilingual. He's learned to speak German for unknown reasons. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, he is weak to insulators.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep, he has power absorption, and someone has the power to absorb powers, which does not matter today. And he is vulnerable to other bang babies. He has his static saucer, which he uses to fly in the air. And he also has static traps. He doesn't really use any real weapons and mainly relies on his electromagnetic powers in battle. However, to defeat... it's just... If he needs to, he can build traps. I really think it comes down to his, healing factor and being able to, hit a guy from afar with his, I think he wins. As much as I
Yeah.
love Nightwing, like Nightwing is an awesome
Yeah.
character. Static's also an
Nightwing
awesome
is
character, and
dope.
I think Static wins.
I think Static does too.
Okay. Um,
As cool as Nightwing is,
yeah.
yeah, I think Static's powers just really outshine Nightwing's overall abilities.
Yeah, Nightwing's cool, but he's just Robin, and Robin has never been able to have as many. He doesn't have as many tools like a Batman would, even in a fight
Has
like
he
this.
taken down a lot of like superhumans?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, but not Static.
No, I don't think he would take down Static. Now let's head on over to the Doctor versus Toph.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably the
It's
Doctor,
closer.
but I also feel like, from what I remember from watching the show, he never seemed that invulnerable. Like he never seemed unbeatable. I know he doesn't ever get beat, but I feel like that's more so it's his show, so they don't have him lose.
Mm.
Like
What I feel like it is more is that usually he talks his way out of stuff and avoids fights because he's killed an entire race of his own people.
Yeah.
So I would say that he probably is capable of, mass genocide because he's done it already.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards the Doctor, but I don't think it's, a hands down beatdown like it was with
I
Snake
think
Eyes.
there are people who are in the Avatar world who could have beaten him. I don't think an
But
Earthbender
not
is
Toph.
one of them. I think an Avatar or a Waterbender could have beaten him because I think he would be susceptible to bloodbending.
The bloodbending. Yeah.
But
I think Katara would have stood a pretty solid chance here.
or either of the Avatars would have definitely won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's hundreds of Avatars, but either Aang or Korra both could have won. But they're not in this fight. It was Toph who definitely, I think, stood a chance more than other people, but does lose.
I think maybe she pulls the sonic screwdriver from the Doctor, and the Doctor just, loses his cool and kills her.
That's the thing. The problem is I don't know enough about the Doctor Who. What powers does he have without what do they ever show his powers? And anyway, are we just supposed to know he did kill some people in a different world?
It is established that he has killed his entire race of people, which are the most powerful beings in the universe.
Okay. I just feel like I feel like he's a really annoying character to have in this tournament. I didn't realize
absolutely. It's
that.
Scarlet Witch.
Because I didn't because his power set is kind of really
It's vague.
It's so vague that he destroyed all his people, but that's also the strongest people in his universe, which doesn't really have any super strong people or powered people really. So it's, at least from what I remember, there's more mystical kind of characters, but none of them have power sets that crazy. So to be the strongest in that universe doesn't feel that hard. And he just, I don't know, I feel like in the show, maybe because of the way the show's made, he's never shown to be able to, I don't know. We're going to have him beat Toph, and he might even end up winning today, but I don't like him in this for the sake of this. Because it doesn't make, it's sure, I guess canonically he is able to, kill a whole race of his people, but how? How did he do it? What kind of power is it? Who could stop it? Because we don't know, because it's, and here's the thing, maybe a super Doctor Who fan who spent tons of time reading about it wouldn't be able to explain it to us better, but neither of us are super Doctor Who fans, so. But we gotta move on because this is we got another video to record today. So Jenny versus Static. Jenny loses because she's a robot, and Static has power over electricity. He overpowers her with electricity. She doesn't even get a chance to use her super strength. He just sends way too much electricity into her, and he breaks her because she's a machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has literally her main weakness.
Yeah. That one's really easy. Really easy way to have it. Static wins. And I think the Doctor wins again due to vagueness. I don't know his power set, so I can't say how he would win or lose here.
Fair.
And you know what? Due to vagueness, I'm taking this to the coin if you're okay with that. Because maybe he doesn't have enough power to beat Static because we haven't seen powerful. We don't know because his power set is vague. I'm basing this off of the, wiki made by his superfans. They talk about, he has superhuman strength, but they don't really...
He can grow new limbs or a body out of a severed limb.
I mean,
that's kind of crazy. He can punch through diamond walls.
I guess he wins then. I don't know. It's just...
Much less impressive is he is an accomplished speed reader.
Oh.
Can absorb and dispose of radiation.
Well, I guess then he probably would actually be able to beat Static because he probably can also absorb electricity.
Yeah, probably.
I really hope he
can take on somebody with a sword with a spoon. So that's cool.
I really hope he...
Classic Doctor Who.
I really hope he draws one of our really, really powerful characters in round 1.
I'm sure he'll fight the Scarlet Witch at some point.
But what if it's not to, the finals? What if we have to have him making it to, almost to the finals because he keeps kind of beating people because his powers are vague, and I don't like him. He wins. He won. That's it. This has been a podcast. It ended on a sour note because I don't like Doctor Who, apparently. I actually don't mind the show, but as a character for what we use it for
what we're doing,
he's broken and undefined and doesn't feel like he should be as powerful in the way he's treated in the show. He's able to be trapped by nothing at times. He gets out of it every time, but normally with his wits. So his powers. I don't like him.
He's super intelligent and apparently super strong.
Yeah, when they want him to be, because there's also other times where
he also has a bunch of other weird powers that they use here and there.
Yeah, but also there's sometimes where the Daleks captured him today, and he's gonna have to escape. How did they capture him if he's got these powers? Whatever, it's not the point. It's actually no, it is. It is the point. The more I'm thinking about it, I think part of why I'm mad at Doctor Who here is because actually his show is bad because they don't keep him consistent. That's bad storytelling. Take that, one of the most successful shows ever. You're inconsistent, and I don't like you. I've been Austin. He's been Chris. If you're on Twitch, we'll be right back.
That's right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.